0, 1.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Black and White United Show. I'm your host Andreas. Welcome to my channel. Couple things really quickly. I had this really good video that I was going to post last night. It got posted, copyright infringement, blah blah blah. It was a reaction video to the All Access video that the AFL put on their website. So unfortunately, just with the sound and stuff like that, the algorithm got it and it got taken down, which I was really shitty about because I put a lot of effort and stuff into it, but that's okay. I have put some of it on my Instagram, the first 15 minutes of it. I'm not going to worry about the rest, so it's there if you want to watch it. So please, I've got 150 subscribers at the moment. If you could just, when you watch this video or whoever watches this video, jump onto the main page on the YouTube and follow the bio and give us a follow on Instagram. And the video is up there. For what I've done so far and for what I've put on there, it's actually pretty good. I actually enjoyed watching it myself. So it's an awesome video. I implore you to watch the actual video on the AFL website and also my reaction to it. I do apologise for it getting taken down, but it is what it is. I'm going to steer clear of that. Special shout out to Pies Footy for giving me a bell afterwards and telling me how to sort all that stuff out too. So that was really appreciated. Thank you very much. Let's get to it. So this is just a general update of what's happened over the last couple of days, hours, today. There's been a whole bunch of fucking news that's come out about trades and God knows what. But look, the main one is that today Jay Clark is reporting that Finn McRae is going to stay at Collingwood. So, and to be honest with you, I'm sort of glad with that. We need as much depth as we can for that, like that inside midfielder. What does that mean then for someone like Tom Mitchell, for example? So I would say that Tom Mitchell is almost going to play second fiddle, getting back into the side. Now, I've said this in a previous video. If he has a great preseason and he's injury-free, you'd probably pick him as the number one. But if Finn's ready to go and he's a lot quicker now, I would say that it's going to be tight between the two. What does this mean moving forward, though? In my opinion, and from what I'm hearing, we can forget about Matt Kennedy. I would love to snag him just to stick it up their ass, but I don't think it's going to happen now. I think we're going to stick with these two inside midfielders, and we're going to see how we go and not worry about bringing someone else in, because if they're both fighting fit, then where would Matt Kennedy play? So I think this pretty much rules him out. I wouldn't be surprised though if he didn't get picked up and he stayed at Carlton for another year, just for the sake of it. If they don't like delist him or anything like that, and they just say, "Yep, no worries, stay for another year. We'll look at your options next year." Don't think that's going to happen. But if it did, I wouldn't be surprised then if we have a look at him in 12 months' time. So for this year, I'm gonna put a cross through it, but I am gonna put in brackets there. This is a watch in 12 months to see what happens if he doesn't leave Carlton. So with that being said, though, there is also another. Collingwood has tabled in the last couple of days an offer to Joe Richards. Now it's a 3-year deal, revised, obviously money and stuff like that. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it is obviously now revised. They've put a 3-year deal on the table. I think now Joe Richards probably stays. The fact that he's got something from Collingwood, he's got security, he doesn't have to leave. Yes, Port may have offered more for 4 years. Will he leave? I doubt it. If you've got the offer now, you've got security, I'd take the offer from Collingwood, and to be honest, probably do need him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he stays. I wouldn't be surprised if it was either or. But I wouldn't be surprised if he stays. So what does that mean now with the whole Dan Houston situation? So North Melbourne have come like home here the last 200 on the Flemington Straight. They have taken over this. They have completely hijacked this whole thing. Now, I'd love for the fact that Carlton not to win a flag for the next 30 years. They probably will win a flag in 30 years' time, and at that point, I'll probably be booking a flight overseas, a one-way ticket. But nevertheless, if North Melbourne have offered a bigger deal, or North Melbourne are in front because of what they can give back to Port Adelaide in terms of draft picks and stuff, what Port can give to North. I would be like, if I was Port Adelaide, I'd be like, you're going back to Melbourne and you're getting the fuck to North Melbourne. So after that, it's probably Carlton, and then maybe us, and then Bulldogs, St Kilda and stuff like that at the bottom there. So I wouldn't put a line through it yet, but there is a way that I think that Collingwood can manipulate a deal there. But at the same time too, Port Adelaide probably don't want to entertain the deal because they can get more back from North Melbourne. And because Port Adelaide have the upper hand on this, it's a bit boring now. It's done. I don't think it's going to happen. If it did, the only way that I could see it happen would be Collingwood could give John Noble to Gold Coast and a future second to Gold Coast. Gold Coast then give Jack Lukosius and pick 12 to Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide give a future second or a second rounder back to Gold Coast and give Houston to Collingwood. And then potentially another bunch of sweeteners around there. So then at the end of the day, Gold Coast are getting Noble a future second and a second rounder now, which means they would lose they would lose Lukosius and pick 12. But you're getting Noble and 2 second round picks. So it sort of balances out for what their needs are at the moment. Port Adelaide get Jack Lukosius and pick 12. So they're getting their first round pick plus a player who is probably worthy of a late first rounder, early second rounder anyway. So they're getting what they want. Then the Pies obviously just get Dan Houston. There could be like the Pies say, we'll get Dan Houston, we lose Noble, we lose the second rounder, but give us a future third or something in return from one of the two. It could happen that way. Wouldn't be surprised if the Pies are trying to facilitate that. But with that being said, the fact that we've tabled the offer to Richards and we're not including him in a publicised trade, I think now that the Dan Houston thing for Collingwood is pretty much dead and dusted. So it's shit, but it is what it is. What does that leave Collingwood to go with? Now I wouldn't be surprised if someone like Matt always comes in the picture. We are after that bloke from GWS. So I think it's Perryman. We're tabling an offer for him. It's pretty crazy at the moment. We're only hearing bits and pieces of sort of more like who's staying rather than who's going and whatnot. We have got to watch on McGuinness to see what happens with him. I still think Ash Johnson won't play next year. I still think they'll probably like cut ties there. We're at that stale period now because you've also got the grand final that's just about to happen. So with that being said, I don't think nothing will come out too much until the players are sort of like, everyone's had their exit meetings, the season's over, the trade bell's on, and then that's where, as soon as that thing dings, everything's going to come thick and fast. So you got to watch this space. Just quickly, we're going to touch base with the Brownlow Medal. Now, if you had told me this time last week or a few days ago, Sunday night, Monday Arvo, Monday just before the Brownlow was happening, if you had told me that Nick Dacos was going to get the most ever votes by a Collingwood player, smash records with votes, I would be celebrating, thinking, hey, we had a pretty fucking average season, but we're about to get someone that's just won a Brownlow, where we've got someone that's won a Brownlow, it's coming back to Collingwood. You'd be wrapped. Of course, there's one person that's going to pip him at the post, and he's from Carlton. Now, I know there's Carlton supporters that are going to watch this video. Let me just be fucking clear, and I think I speak on behalf of a lot of Collingwood supporters here. Cripps is a worthy recipient. I couldn't spit the word then. Cripps is worthy of the Brownlow. He's worthy of another Brownlow after this. I don't think any Collingwood supporter or any football supporter in general would turn around and say he shouldn't have won. He was up there. I personally thought him and Dacos were probably going to draw or be like neck and neck. If Cripps had a 1-by-1, I would have thought, yep, 100%, fair enough. To win the way he did and basically just poll votes because he was on the team sheet, I think was a bit rich. Yes, Nick Dacos played that game against Melbourne, and he didn't have the greatest game ever. He played good, but he wasn't like 40 possessions. His brother played better, and they gave Nick Dacos 2 votes. It happened to Cripps as well. So look, I'm going to sit on the fence with this one. I'm happy that someone won it that is worthy of it. But if we're really going to go and we're going to talk about like how fucking shit that night was, blah, 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 forget Cripps, forget Dacos. They both ran away with it at the end. There was Cripps, Dacos, fucking Daylight, and the rest of them. I think Bont was probably shafted. As a footy fan, for Bont to finish, 14th or something? I'm pretty sure it was 14th. If it's not, someone correct me in the comments. I stand corrected if so, but I'm pretty sure it was 14th. If he's finished 14th, right, then there's something fucking wrong. Now, Treloar had an awesome season, and I'm going to talk about him as well because like he's like obviously a former Collingwood player, and he did really well, and he would have taken a fair few votes off Bont, but Bont's Bont, man. Like Treloar's main part of his game is getting the ball front running, kicking into forward 50. Usually pings a hammy doing it, right? Bont is very similar to Paddy Cripps, the way that he plays. How he didn't poll more, I've got no idea. But whatever, it is what it is. Collingwood supporters out there that are watching this, don't worry too much. Dakes is going to win a Brownlow one time or another. He might win more than one. He might win one. Who knows? But, I mean, at least, I know it's gone to someone who plays for the scum, but at least it's gone to a player who's worthy of it. And I'm going to have that as my neutral positioning. And for all the Carlton supporters out there that are posting shit on Facebook about your daily reminder, Paddy Cripps, 2 times Brownlow medalist, here's your fucking daily reminder, right? VHS. Open it and go and blow the dust off it. Alrighty? Done. At least ours has got Blu-ray and fucking 3 different types of fucking commentary on it. Anyway, enjoy. It's just a general update on things that are going on. Call it as you see it. We'll have another video coming up in the next day or so if there's any sort of updates. Trying to do something for the grand final as a grand final preview from a neutral perspective. If that comes up, I'll let you know. Otherwise, I'll just do one myself. I'm trying to get someone on with me. Nevertheless, enjoy your day, enjoy your night, leave a comment, call it as you see it. Have a good one.